Donald J. Trump is a narcissistic, racist dictator who wants to take my rights away as a gay man. Well, at least that's what I was led to believe. And now that I've woken up from the Democratic spell, I know it's the farthest thing from the truth. Cause see, when I was a Democrat, I believed anything that was fed to me by the news. The last thing that I would do is my own research. And the first thing that I believed was that he was self-centered and a narcissist. But that's because I was living my life as a beta male. And now that I've woken up from that spell and I've distanced myself from communities like yoga communities or the alphabet community, I realize that people don't like when you don't follow the crowd, when you don't follow the herd. And not only that, they don't like when you have a strong point of view and you're a boss. And if you don't agree with their opinions, they want to make you seem like the bad guy. And I realize now that somebody with a strong opinion who has a strong background in what they do and is successful is looked at as a threat by those who like being told what to do. President Trump isn't a narcissist. He's a leader with a vision, and he does not surrender to what people want him to be or act like. Number 2, Trump is a racist. Now this I bought into, and I have to ask myself, Rigo, how can you buy into this when you grew up in New York City? Any stop that you get off in New York, you're gonna see a Trump building. And now when I think about this, I go, Rigo, not once in the 80s, the 90s, or early 2000s did you ever hear about Trump being a racist, and you grew up in his city. Not only that, but how about all those years that we watched The Apprentice on TV? He wasn't racist then. And not to mention the fact that he's dated black women. Oh yes, he has. He only became a racist while he was running for president and during his presidency. And I believed it. I bought into it. I didn't think about it twice. And I realized that the one who was being a racist was right over here. The ones that were being racist were the ones on the left. But when you're under that leftist spell, you don't see it that way. You see what you're saying as the truth, even though you're the one coming off as a racist. And you just don't, you're so oblivious to it. It's crazy. So yes, I know that President Trump is the furthest thing from a racist. Now, being a dictator, when I tell you guys that this had a grip on me and the fear that I had over this topic, you wouldn't even believe me. I was petrified that President Trump, and mind you, I would never call him President Trump. Oh no, I did not respect him in that way. I had such a level of disrespect for him that I would just call him Trump. It's now that I call him President Trump, and I say it with pride because I realize, wow, Rigo, you're being a dick. But when I tell you guys, I lived in fear that President Trump was gonna be a dictator, it's no joke. And now I look at that and I'm like, what the was wrong with you, Rigo? I know that's the farthest thing from the truth. It's crazy for me to think that just a short few years ago, I had these thoughts and these belief systems that I thought would always be in place. And I'm so happy that I woke up from that miserable spell they had me under. Because really, now that I look at it, I felt like I was a slave. I didn't even know it. I had no idea that I was enslaved by this party. And in the same way, in my last video where I debunked myths about the MAGA community, I had to make a video debunking the myths that I believed about President Trump. Only thing I fear now is President Trump not becoming president. Waking up has restored my patriotism for this country. Waking up has made me respect the American flag. And waking up made me respect President Trump in a way that I never thought possible. And once again, I want to thank the MAGA community for accepting me with love and open arms. And I want to thank President Trump for being the alpha male that this country needs. Because if it's something that this country could use a little bit more of, is some masculinity. And yes, this is coming from the gay man, letting you know that he feels a million times safer under the presidency of Donald J. Trump. Have a beautiful day, and Trump 2024.